So, Hard Eyes is a new slasher romance directed by Josh Rubin, in which we follow two characters who, after they share a passionate moment, they're unfortunately hunted by a serial killer known as Hard Eyes, aka the Hard Eyes Killer, who usually goes after couples on Valentine's Day, but this person decides to go after these two characters instead. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say, welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button to don't miss a future video, or it's a future review, reaction, top 5, top 10, or whatever I have coming your way, and join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not going to miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I'm to see your faces once again. And let's start our conversation below as well. What did you guys think of Hard Eyes? Did you guys like the film or did you dislike the film? Let me know below. Alrighty, guys, so let's get into Hard Eyes.
Excellent!
This was a movie that before I saw it, I actually knew very little about. As a matter of fact, I think I actually knew two things about this movie. The first of which being was the mask, which the mask design is really freaking cool. I mean, I love not only the mask design, but how the killer is just dressed in terms of appearance. I think the killer, the Hard Eyes Killer, is really cool. The second of which being one of the actors is Mason Gooding, I think his name, yes. Had to double check that really quick. I'm so sorry because he's really good in the film. But then I found this out and this shocked me, and that is about the director Josh Rubin. Now, I don't know if you guys were like me and if you watched the College Humor YouTube channel back in, I want to say, the late 2000s, early 2010s, but there was this series of videos in which like basically like these what if scenarios, like your girlfriend's 6 friends, the things that you would do when you come back, or the ways you get out of the friend zone. No joke, these are the series of videos which are still very funny, by the way. This guy who was in all those videos directed this movie. Blew my flarkin' mind when I found that out. Walking into this movie, I had heard some really good things, and it made me very excited knowing that I was walking into a film that I didn't know that much about. And guys, I am so happy to say that this movie is a lot of fun, and it's especially a very good time, especially knowing that, well, Valentine's Day is coming up very soon. The performances of Hard Eyes I thought were all a lot of fun. Mason Gooding and Olivia Holt in particular are so much fun in this movie, and not to mention they have great chemistry in this movie. When their characters meet in this movie, it is so freaking adorable, but it's also so freaking awkward, and it's also freaking hilarious how things turn about in this movie, especially for these two. I love their banter, I love their jokes, and especially how they team up. Right when a certain part begins, it becomes even more fun with these two. Something else in particular that I really liked about this movie was Josh Rubin's directing. While I haven't seen all of Josh Rubin's films, this makes me want to go back to seeing his other films, and makes me very excited to see what he's gonna do next and whatever genre he's gonna tag on, because man, Josh Rubin, I think, did a very good job with this film. Especially when it came down to directing some really good tension-filled sequences, in particular, a great sequence that involves, all I'm going to say is this, it involves essentially a drive-in movie theater park. This sequence was not only so much fun, it actually had some great tension, but it also does put in some really nice icebreakers with some great comedy. There is a particular moment in this sequence that has a great heart-filled moment, that has some great moments of hilarious comedy, especially when it comes down to the end of the sequence, that had me laughing so hard. And once again, I'm really excited to see where Josh Rubin goes in his career, especially after seeing this film. It just blows my mind that I saw him on what was formerly known as the College Humor channel, and now he is here. I'm freaking hyped for the guy. That's all I'm going to say about that. Another thing in particular that I really like about this movie is how it does tackle the tropes of slasher films. And that's because one of the writers of this film is Christopher Landon, who not only directed Happy Death Day, but also Freaky. And under Josh Rubin's execution, what we have here is a fun slasher romance film that does do a really cool job of tackling a lot of tropes within the slasher genre, along with some aspects of the romance genre as well, which I thought was really clever, actually. Hard Eyes has some gnarly ass kills, like, guys, in particular, There was a kill that legitimately made me go like, oh! Oh! God! What a freaking kill that was. I cannot get over how cool this character looks and how badass that mask is. Such a cool freaking mask.
Well, that's just fucking great!
But, and yes, there is a but. The but was inevitable. There are some issues that hold it back from being what it could have been an all-time great slasher. I found this movie to be very, and I mean very predictable, especially when it comes down to some of the scares in this movie. I found that the scares of the film were very so predictable they came off as really just telegraphed a lot of the time. In particular, the false alarm jump scares, to which, guys, there are quite a few of them. There is a particular shot in this movie in which how it played out, I was just thinking, you're not fooling me, man. Just get to the scare, get to it, get to the scare. Okay, there we go. To add on to that predictability, there is a thing that happens in which, not worry guys, no spoilers here, trust me, you're safe. There is a moment that happens in this movie that I thought was such a no shit Sherlock part. The last thing that I want to talk about is how this movie ends. Before I continue on and say anything else, just to be clear, I like this movie's ending. As a matter of fact, it's a good and a satisfying ending. But there are some things that I do want to mention, and of course, once again, no spoilers. If this movie was going to end in the certain way in which I thought it was going to end, I actually would have been more than okay with it. As a matter of fact, I thought it would have been a really cool ending. Things would have lined up, and I was like, okay, if the movie ends right here, good. But then the movie decides to keep going on, and sure, while I was happy that it kept going on, I was like, why? It feels like that we're getting an extended cut of the ending. But again, and I will say, how this movie actually ends, I thought was, quite satisfying, I will say.
And here we go.
So overall, I had a really good time with Heart Eyes. Now sure, while I don't think that Heart Eyes is gonna go on to become the next great slasher film, at the same time, Heart Eyes is still a damn good slasher film that's also a damn good date night film, and not to mention as well, that mask is so fucking cool. All in all, I'm gonna give Heart Eyes a 3.5 out of 5. This movie is such a good time at the theaters, and it is such a good film for a day night, especially knowing that once again, Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm surprised this isn't coming out next weekend, for Valentine's Day. Still, though, nonetheless, a damn good date night movie and a damn good slasher. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Heart Eyes. If so, please hit the like button, or if you disliked my review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see my previous 2 videos, please click right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.